can see. Now I can see what we got going on here. Awesome. Greetings, 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 greetings on this super sensational, soulful Sunday. Today is December the 29th, 2024. It is the last Sunday of the year. I'm going to try to adjust my lighting just a little bit. So it's not so bright. Maybe that will work. I think so. I'm going to adjust this one over here. Just do this. Let's see how this works. Huh. I'm thinking I like that a lot better. We got some good visual lighting going on here. Greetings, it is me, the one and only Chef Kitura, here on this Sunday evening. As I stated, today is the 29th of December 2024. It is the last Sunday of the year, and I am super excited to be with you this evening with Chef's Kiss, keeping it super simple, cooking with Chef Kitura. And this is my segment where I come to you and I share with you some goodness and flavorful items that can be prepared in 30 minutes or less. We want to keep it super simple. And one of the things that I have been thinking about is, as I continue on with the Chef's Kiss, we may have a couple of segments where it's a little bit longer, because I want to be able to show you some other things that can be prepared. Might take a little bit longer, but it's still going to be simple. The ingredients are going to be kept to a minimum, and you'll still be able to have some amazing food full of flavor and something that the entire family can enjoy. So on that note, let's get started, shall we? This evening, I'm going to prepare two items for you. One of them will be something that, since it's the holiday season, if you want to prepare something for you and your guests, again, keeping it super simple, we're going to do some stuffed mini peppers, mini sweet bell peppers. So these I have already sliced and taken the seeds out, as well as parboiled them so we can soften them up a little bit before we go ahead and add the cream cheese mixture to it. We're going to place those in the oven for about 20 minutes. And while those are in the oven cooking, I'm going to prepare a quesadilla with one of my favorite fish, and that is the sea bass. So let's get started. So we are going to take a bowl, and I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. I want to reserve some of this for the next dish that we're going to prepare with that quesadilla. We're going to add that cream cheese to it as well. So we're going to take this cream cheese along with some Parmesan cheese. We'll set this to the side while I put on some gloves, and we're going to cut up some sun-dried tomatoes. Just dice them up, and then we're going to pipe all of that into the peppers. And I do want to try to get these as small as possible, especially since we're putting them into the mini bell peppers, and those are so tall, so small, that we want to make sure that we get as much as of the filling into the bell pepper as possible. So we're going to julienne them, and then I'm going to dice them up really, really fine. So I'll take this other one here. Just dice those up. Add that to the mix. I love sun-dried tomatoes. I think they have an amazing flavor to them. If you've never tried it, you're missing out. They're definitely something that you can taste, and the tomatoes, the flavor just bursts in your mouth, and it's just really, really great flavor. It highlights and heightens several different food items. So, like I said, when you add it to this mixture here, now we're going to mix this together. I'm going to keep one of these gloves on. And I think I want to, we're going to zhuzh this up just a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of jerk seasoning to that. Give it a little kick. I'm going to mix this all together. Make sure it's nice and blended. And your cream cheese is softened. If you want, you can get the whipped cream cheese, but it's totally up to you. I want to make sure I get that jerk seasoning into this blended really, really well. Get the last of that off of that spoon. And as I stated, you want to make sure that you blend this really well so that each bite that you take of the mini bell peppers, you get all of the flavor of the Parmesan cheese, of the cream cheese, along with those sun-dried tomatoes. And I have these on a cookie sheet. We are going to take a measuring spoon. I'll just go ahead and add that to these bell peppers. And you can, the reason why I don't pipe them with like a pastry bag or anything like that, those sun-dried tomatoes will end up clogging up that tip unless you have a very wide tip. So it's much easier just to do something like this. And I use the measuring spoon to be able to just kind of get a nice sized dollop in each one. Of course, the larger the bell pepper, the more mixture you're going to use. And you can fill it up as much as you like or as little as you like. Probably not going to have enough for all of these little bell peppers. But no biggie. If I wanted to, I could take some out of the previous one, but we're not going to. We're just going to fill up what we have. And let the rest of the magic happen. Once we finish adding the filling to this, we are going to go ahead and add a little bit of panko crumbs to the top of it as well to give it a little crunch. Set that to the side. I actually got enough. I'm going to split that between these two larger peppers here. And actually, let's see if we can get a few more out of this, shall we? Because those smaller ones, they're not as deep. The cavity is not as deep. So you can play around a little bit. We are going to take some of that off of the top of that one. I'm going to try to see how much we can get out of those that were a little bit on the full side. Put it in this one. Take a little bit more off of here. We're just going to play around a little bit. Musical peppers instead of musical chairs, right? These are really, really fun. And especially during the holidays with all of the colors, the red bell peppers and yellow bell peppers and the orange, makes it really, really pretty. And I think we can go ahead and scoop a little bit out of here. Put it in there. And once we fill this one up, I'm going to go ahead and finish filling this one up. We're going to take our spatula here. See if we can get enough for one more. This one's calling my name. Excellent. Go ahead and make this one look a little bit more fuller. Voila. Go ahead and top it with the panko crumbs. We've got the oven preheated to 375. I'm going to take these other ones off. Actually, we're going to leave them on. We can just go eat the bell peppers as they are. Towel, wipe my hand. And in they go for about 12 minutes. Now, while that is going, we are going to get the filling ready for the quesadillas. So I am going to take an onion. And this mixture is going to have onions, mushrooms, spinach, some cheese, and some sun-dried tomatoes, along with some regular tomatoes, or as I call them, snacking tomatoes. And it's going to be really, really good. So we're going to take our skillet, cast iron, place some, I'm going with grapeseed oil this time. Drizzle that onto the skillet, let it heat up while we dice up the mushrooms, and I'm going to julienne the onions. Set this over to the side. Make sure that we're keeping our space clean. And I think I want to go ahead and get these thinly sliced because we are doing the quesadillas. If you want, you can dice up the onions. I like onions, and I like them a little bit more heartier, which is why I'm going with the, just going ahead and slicing the onion. And I'm going to dice the mushrooms. Keep our onions like that. Dice up these mushrooms, giving them a rough chop. You don't have to be perfect. But I love vegetables. Let's just keep that real. I love mushrooms. I love onions. I love sun-dried tomatoes. So we got those all, like I said, we gave those a rough chop. Put those to the side. I'm going to put on another glove. The sun-dried tomatoes have been in oil, so they are definitely on the oily side. It's the only reason why I'm using gloves. That mushroom over there. And these we're going to keep, Julian. We're not going to give these a dice. And that's because they're going into quesadilla. So they're a little bit, they can be a little bit larger. That should be sufficient. What's that you say? Add one more? Okay, I think I can do that. This one's a little bit on the big side. Give those a nice slicey slice. Yeah, I think you were right that we went with the second one, adding it to it. This one's a little big, so we're gonna give those another little slice. Although I love the sun-dried tomatoes, you don't want to get like a really, really big mouthful. So we've got the skillet hot over here. We're going to add these onions to it first. And we're just going to cook these until they're no longer translucent. We're going to go ahead and add in the sun-dried tomatoes and the mushrooms. We'll allow them all to cook at the same time. Then we'll add in the spinach because it doesn't take the spinach that long. And the last thing we're going to add to it will be the cream cheese and then the blended Italian cheese. Get all of this in there. Let them cook. I'm going to leave those alone for just a little bit. Place the knife out of the way. Make space. And toss the trash. Now we are back. Ooh, you should see this. It looks so yummy. Add the spinach in here. Let that cook in. Now, I already prepared the sea bass earlier. I took the sea bass and I kind of coated it with some sesame oil and I added just a little bit of seasoning. I used love my everything bougie seasoning along with some pepper and a little bit of smoked paprika to it. And I put them in the cast iron skillet. I cooked it with ghee versus butter. I did want a little bit, and let me tell you, there's that um, the sea bass to me already has a melt in your mouth, buttery type of texture anyway. So I wanted to go ahead and taste a little bit of butter with that, along with that sesame oil. So it is pre-cooked. I cooked it probably about 30 minutes before coming on live. And I'm going to take this piece and go ahead and break it up so that when I get ready to add it to the quesadilla, it's already broken. And the way I'm looking at this, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and break open that second piece too to make sure I've got plenty. Oh, did you see how that piece just fell apart? I love, love, love the flakiness of sea bass. I'm going to leave that second part because I think I'm going to eat that all by its little old self. So now that we've got that going, set this back over here. Get the mixture. The spinach is just about completely wilted. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in my cream cheese. Along with, I'm just going to put a little bit of that Italian blend because when I add it to the quesadilla, I'm going to want to put some more on top. This looks absolutely amazing. And you'll be able to see it when I add it to the quesadilla. I'm going to go ahead and bring my burner over here so you guys can see the magic happen. Turn that eye off. I'm going to add this. To this bowl. This looks delicious. I could probably eat this by itself, honestly. This would make it for a really great dip. Add some crab meat to it or some shrimp. It's good stuff. Set this to the side. We'll get this going. Put that on a medium heat. Use some more of this grapeseed oil. Coat that skillet. I'll get my tortilla ready. Set that to the side and kind of allow it to hang out and wait a little bit. Let that heat. Got a little bit of flexibility to it. We're going to allow that tortilla to start to get just a little bit of browning to the side first, just a little bit. Now we're going to take this mixture I can make two with that mix. Just a little bit. I'm gonna make this a hearty one. Mm-hmm. The sea bass. This is gonna be amazing. Let that go ahead and cook. I'm gonna turn the eye down a little bit more. Get a spatula. This is gonna be amazing. And we're just allowing all of this to end up blending in together. The spinach and the cream cheese along with the sun-dried tomatoes, all of that was already warm because we had sauteed it in the skillet along with the Parmesan cheese and the Italian cheese blend. While that is cooking, I'm just gonna let that cook a little bit more. Take a couple of tomatoes. Slice these up. I'm gonna just use these as garnish. On top of a dollop of sour cream. And I've got lemon over here along with, just gonna set this, top those tomatoes. I'm gonna turn that off because it's ready to go. Now I'm gonna place it over here on the side. We're gonna bring our nice little vessel that we're gonna plate with, that I use as a double for my cutting board. So we're gonna take those tomato juices off of there. Take our quesadilla and allow that just to slide off. We'll move it over. Set that to the side. Now we're gonna make room for our cream cheese bites. Sweet pepper cream cheese bites. Is that what we're gonna call it? That's what we're gonna go with. I think that sounds good. Get my hand towel. They look yummy. I'll set this over here. We're going to bring a few of these over to our plate. Just like this. And there, ladies and gentlemen, let's see, how we're going to do this. Let's get a little bit of sour cream here. That'll do you, literally. Give us some little lemons here. And there you have your sea bass quesadilla along with these amazing mini bell peppers stuffed with cream cheese. And I'm letting this cool off a little bit. We've got cream cheese, we've got Parmesan cheese, we've got those sun-dried tomatoes. Hot. It's so good. And remember, I put some of that jerk seasoning in here. So it's not like hot, but it's like, hey girl, hey, I'm here. So good. I really want to eat the rest of that. But now we must try our sea bass quesadilla. Pinko crumb hanging out over here. And inside this little cup, I have a chipotle lime dipping sauce. Bon appetit. Oh my goodness. I feel like I got a little bit of there. So good. You've got the crispiness on that tortilla shell. You've got all of excuse me, all of the amazing flavors, the cream cheese, the sun-dried tomatoes, the spinach, the mushrooms, the onions. We sauteed that, and that didn't need any seasoning. I actually used the same skillet that I did the sea bass in. So we didn't need to add anything extra except for some oil to allow it not to stick. But this is super, super good and flavorful. So that, my friends, is this chef's kiss, keeping it super simple. With Chef Kitura, we made the stuffed bell peppers along with the sea bass quesadilla. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Until next year, because the next time I see you, it will be 2025. And on that note, I appreciate you. I thank you. I love you for all of your love. I thank you for all of your love and support. Bye.